everybody. Welcome or welcome back to the P3 show. My name is Aziza, and I like to talk to different people that are making waves in culture, community, and entertainment. Now, I have to go off script for a minute because that's actually the first time that I've used that intro. And I'm just over here like, really, you put the nail biting picture in the intro? I'm just over here like cracking up, like pull it together. You have a show that you have to do. Okay. Now that I got that out of the way, I am so pleased to speak to this beautiful person that you see before you. She is a giver of light, a sharer of light, or at least that's how I see her. That's how I view her. The wonderful, beautiful Miss Shayla P. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl, hey. It is such a pleasure to just vibe with you today. I feel like this has been a long time coming.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I am so excited to be here with you today. I really am.
I am glad you are here. Like you said, this has been a long time coming, but we both know that divine timing is real. So whatever the greatness has been building up over time, and this is going to be phenomenal. I just know it is.
Yes. And
So to start, do you want to just tell everyone a little bit about the things that you do?
of course, of course. So again, my name is Shayla P, aka the Urban Hippie. I am the owner of Urban Hippie Healing Arts. I specialize in things such as yoga, tarot reading, Reiki. I'm a Reiki practitioner and things of that nature. And my goal is just to be a guide, guiding people back to themselves, especially in this crazy world that we live in. I am somebody who has a very close personal, and I don't even know if you want to say it like that, but personal relationship with mental health. I am a mental health advocate. My 15-year-old son did die of suicide. So I utilize these different modalities just to help people find that grounding, to find their light, and to know not to give up. We got this. We got
Yes.
it.
Yes. Oh, listen. Already my mind is just like, oh, here, 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 and here. So let's talk a little bit about Reiki healing, first of all. For those of us who may not know exactly what it is, can you talk a little bit about Reiki and how you use it in your services?
Yes, yes. So what Reiki is an energy that lies within us all. And what it allows us to do is to basically allows us to balance different chakras. It allows us to open up different channels of healing and things of that nature. So for me, I utilize it to basically help people to actually for all types of reasons. But my main goal is just to really get those chakras going, balanced,
Mhm.
spinning, and so that they can work in your favor.
Yeah.
So that you're not necessarily a slave to the different predicaments or different situations that are coming in your life, but you have a different perspective almost in a sense. So,
Mhm.
it's just that chi energy almost in a sense, and it's just getting it moving within the body so that, you can become your best self.
Awesome. So what would it feel like for someone who is not really aware of how the energy systems and things move like that through the body? How would they be able to like do a self evaluation and determine whether or not their energy is off? Like say like some outwardly signs that they could look for to see if Reiki may be a service that they could use.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different, I guess you can say, like signs that you kind of get, even from the body or even in the mind, almost in a sense. So, like, say if the root chakra is not balanced, you may notice that you may deal with depression. You may have confidence issues. You may kind of have those issues with dealing with just kind of finding that grounding almost in a sense.
Mhm.
Say that your sacral chakra is off. That's our womb center or our sexual center. You may find that, maybe you're a little bit hesitant or a little bit maybe kind of like sexual energy just makes you a little confused, even though
Mhm.
it's more important to embody that energy because that's the energy of creation to really
Yes.
get that going. Solar plexus, that's your personal power, so that's all about your confidence. If you're finding that you really don't know, um which way to kind of embark in regards to your journey and things of that nature. Just really kind of just being confused in that heart chakra. That's our heart center. So, like, if you're noticing that you're having a lot of heaviness that you're kind of carrying with that, you're not being able to let go of certain situations and things of that particular nature. That's how you can kind of figure out or assess how your heart chakra, throat chakra. That's all about speaking your truth. So if you feel uncomfortable about standing in your light and just speaking your truth, 9 times out of 10 that has something to do with your throat chakra.
Mm.
Third eye, that's all about building that vision, almost in a sense, that intuition, almost in a sense. If you have an issue with not trusting your intuition or not trusting yourself, 9 times out of 10 is the throat. I'm sorry, the third eye. Then going all the way up to the crown chakra, that's all about the relationship with God. So, you can already see, if that ain't vibrating right, 9 times out of 10, your energy is also off with that. So, I like to look at those little different signs and, symptoms, almost in a sense. And that's how you're able to really kind of gauge which chakras are off or what you're needing. Another symptom I find a lot is, having a lot of anxiety, being restless, sleepy, not having enough energy. So, it's all of those different things.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So I need to go get some Reiki done. You just like describing all my problems from the bottom up. Like, okay, all right. So Reiki is on my to-do list.
Check. I need to put that down. Yes. And you know what? That is something that I actually recommend to everybody. And I even recommend everyone to become at least a level 1 Reiki practitioner. Just so that you can give yourself your own personal healing whenever you need to. And it's not like you have to reach out and, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though, like, don't get me wrong, I love to vibe. I would love to vibe with everybody. You know what I'm saying? But, that's not always accessible. So, I also recommend that for everybody. I think everybody should at least be level 1 practitioner.
Yeah. And then also, because I feel like there's an ebb and flow to that energy as well. Sometimes it may be off center, sometimes it may be blocked, but then sometimes you might be fine. So just having that self-awareness and being able to determine, like, okay, this is not the track that I have been on. I'm feeling different things are coming to me different. I'm attracting different things, and understanding that as well. Because where maybe a year ago, I would have been like, oh, that's cute. Like right now, I'm like, where is the Reiki practitioner here where I am? Let me go find one. Let me stalk them. Let me go sit outside their door right now,
Right now, okay?
Right. Like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. The interview is over. You done gave me all the information I need. I'm going to go ahead. But no.
Yes.
So speaking of, ebb and flow and just being self-aware, you also do yoga.
Yes.
Can you tell us how the practice of yoga has helped you personally?
Ooh, yoga is bae, okay? Like, yoga is bae by far. Yoga saved my life. That's the only way I can that's the best way I can say things. Matter of fact, when my son passed of suicide, I was actually in yoga teacher training. I think everybody, when they saw my process, was like, well, how the hell is she able to even, what I'm saying, keep going? How can she even have a smile on her face? Yoga.
Yeah.
That yoga teacher training, it gave me a level of self-awareness for me to understand that nothing is happening to me. Everything is happening for me. Even though it may be a very hard pill to swallow, this is all part of my journey, and it's building me up. It's creating kind of like a foundation, a firm foundation where, nothing can come in and shake me up, almost, in a sense. The yoga, the meditation, that's my best way to say it saved my life. So, I definitely recommend yoga and meditation to all people of color. It doesn't matter, what your beliefs are, religion, or any of that type of stuff, because we all got that God within us. So, tap in that part in regards to yoga.
Exactly.
But yoga saved my life. Yoga helps manage my depression, because I definitely suffer with depression. It helps to manage my PTSD. and all of those things. It's what keeps me going. It's
Yeah.
what keeps that fire kind of lit, or that
Yeah.
understanding, that knowing kind of going, almost, in a sense.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I love that. It's definitely something that I have tried before and loved, and it's just one of those things where I let it get away from me, but I'm slowly getting back to the things that I love to do, like dance and all of that. So, yoga is definitely on the to-do list. It's definitely because of just the breath work and the movement and the awareness of your body overall. Like that, like you said, that's something that all people of color need to do. So that just sparked something in my mind. I watched a therapist one time, right? And it was just a quick clip, and she was saying that she doesn't have an office when she does therapy. And usually when she meets with her patients, they go for a walk. And it's because therapy automatically goes to your mind and your emotions. She said, but a lot of time, no, what she said was those emotions, those traumas are deep seated in our bodies first. So we're trying to heal the mind and we haven't even released the emotion from our body. So to me, that's where that yoga comes in. And it's like, yes, we all need yoga because we have to release the trauma from our bodies first before we can even start to address the issues and talk them out in our mind. Like you can't bring up, all of these old emotions and all of these old triggers. And so now like I'm
It's still in your
trembling,
body.
right? I'm trembling because I'm having all of these reactions that I've always had, and you just like, yeah, okay, well now you can take some Depakote because your mind is going haywire. So,
And that's the first thing I like to do. In my former life, I like to say, when I was with the corporate world and stuff, I was in the pharmacy world. So,
hmm
I know that world very well. But that is something that I have totally found within yoga. Your body forgets nothing, especially your
mm,
hips, and as women. A lot of our trauma, a lot of our hurt, a lot of our sadness, all of that is stored in our hips. You got to get that energy moving before you want to release it, before it would even release it. You can't trick your
yeah.
mind to do it. You have to release it from the body as well. So
Oh, you can't
that's
trick your mind to do it. That was such a bar. That was such a bar. Cause what? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whew.
look,
Let's talk
come in
about
with a word today.
listen. Let's talk about tarot readings. We know there's a lot of fear and things around cards and readings and things like that. Can you speak to what is tarot and why there's no reason to be afraid of tarot?
So for me, well, actually, we'll take it back. I actually got into tarot because I felt that I was going through a spiritual awakening back in maybe like 2012, a little bit before that. It was around the time when my boyfriend had passed. I was a little bit lost, and Um, I really didn't know where to go with things. Now,
Mhm.
in my upbringing, my father was into Buddhist. However, I also went to church every Sunday. So, of
Mhm.
course, I got the word that, all of these different practices are somewhat demonic, or
Mhm.
people think of them as demonic. But what I have found, that for me, tarot, it told a story. It made sense. I've tried to read the Bible. That don't make
Mhm.
sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I could find me a quick word, but it just
Mhm.
doesn't make sense to me. And tarot, all the cards are saying, or what the story is telling, is a divine journey of a man. I like to say woman, traveling their divine journey through this earth. That's all it is. But
Yeah.
somehow it has gotten twisted to be this demonic, or this thing that you're not supposed to touch. But in
Yeah.
all actuality, tarot is just based upon astrology, it's based upon numerology. It's just those spiritual, I guess you can say, modalities that, a lot of times people just don't have a deeper understanding.
Mhm.
But it is absolutely not. a bad thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
to me, it helps me to actually connect with God. You know what I'm saying? That's how, I have that direct link almost in a sense. So,
Mhm.
that's my take in regards to tarot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And not to, I do want to make clear we're not knocking anybody who, practices any religion or is a believer of any faith, right? Um, I don't think spiritual people actually do that at all. I think we as spiritual people respect how most people or how all people choose to connect with God, right? Like you said, readings and things like that are just a tool, just like the Bible is a tool for
it's a
you to
tool.
connect with God. These cards are just a tool to connect. So the Yoruba, the cowrie shells, those are tools, the bones, tools. You know what I mean? Like it's all a tool, but and we're all tapping into the same divine source. So the information that you're receiving, whether it be through intuition, prayer, meditation, is the same information that I'm going to receive based on my journey when I spread some cards or when I tap into that tarot deck. So,
Exactly. And I'm not trying to take nothing. I kind of like how you said, it's all the same creator at the end of the day.
hmm
And I believe that there's truth in every single religion that's out there. I don't care
absolutely.
about none of that. There's truth in all of it. So, you just have to find which way really feeds your soul almost in a sense, or which one actually talks to you. And
Absolutely.
I just feel like tarot, it kind of talks to me. And I'm a believer that, kind of like in the Bible, if they say that you have a piece of God within you, why does that not make you a God? Why does that not give you the same gifts? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? In order to be
Exactly.
able to kind of connect almost in a sense. And that's what tarot allows me to do. It allows me to connect with God on that deeper level almost.
Yes. Yes. So I do want to talk about your passion for mental health. You've mentioned your son a few times. I've seen you honor his memory in your on your personal social media multiple times, and I really, really do love that. Um, for the parent who may be struggling with a child, or no, let me not say struggling. Let me for the parent who may be nurturing a child with some mental health challenges, what are some words that you would want to give them? Some advice, some guidance, in that sense.
Oh, because I definitely think that everybody's journey is different. But, my biggest thing is, don't give up on your child. Understand that, there's a lot that's going on as a whole. And even though we may not realize it, or, as adults, yeah, we feel this world, it feels like it's going to hell in a handbasket real quick. But
Mm-hmm.
guess what? They do too.
Mm,
And we don't always acknowledge that. And that's the big thing. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
It's more so listen to your kids, listen to what they're saying, be receptive, don't be opposed to, even if you have to apologize if you were wrong about whatever type of notions that you came up with. But, my biggest thing is listen to your kid because, you definitely, even though they may not know how to verbalize whatever it is that they're feeling,
mhm.
um, they try to reach out in some sort of way. So that's my biggest thing is listen. Just make
Yeah,
sure to listen. Listen.
yeah, yeah. That is, yeah. I know a few people who are going through those situations and they're not even sure how to, how to react or how to interact or how to nurture or how to help. Because mental health is such we're our one, I feel like our mental health issues stem from so many different things, and we've gone so long within our culture not addressing it that we're
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out how to go about addressing it. You know what I mean? And so we're in the trial and error phase trying to figure out, how do I help this person who has depression when I don't know if I've ever had depression, or I have depression and I'm trying to figure it out on my own, or I have anxiety or PTSD, or you know what I'm saying? Like, all of these different things that we have going on, and we're still trying to just figure it out for ourselves and still having to help someone. Um, coming from coming from the corporate world and like you said, pharmacy and stuff like that, um, and someone who does more of a holistic practice. What are some of your thoughts on therapy? Do you use therapy for yourself? Do you find that there's a combination of holistic practices and traditional practices that are good? What do you think?
So I am kind of um, on the table. So let me back up. So with my son, he definitely went through therapy and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like that was part of his downfall.
Mm,
Because a lot of their recommendations, I feel like that's, and I don't like to put any blame because, everything happens for a reason in its own divine timing. But
mhm,
a lot of what they were referring for him to do, I think was part of his downfall. So,
mm,
like, I am definitely an I do say, like, if you do find that therapist that you can really connect with, yeah, because I feel like we all need that person in order to release, to try to just release some of that heaviness almost in a sense.
mhm,
But all in all, I'm definitely more of a believer about using those holistic practices. I believe that diet takes a toll. I believe that minder to your mind. So like this, our social media, TV, all of this type of stuff, this all takes a toll. So,
mhm,
I'm more so about managing those type of things to keep those type of energies away almost in a sense. But, therapy can be cool, but you just have to find somebody who you really, really connect with. That's what I
yeah,
say,
yeah.
really, really connect with. Because you know, just from my experience.
Absolutely. And every experience is valid, and so we won't take anything away from that, because I do know, like I said, we're in the trial and error phase, I feel like, in our
Right.
community, and everybody is pushing go to therapy. And I don't think that's a one size fits all prescription.
There
So
you
let's
go.
let's shift then. Because a lot of what I see you do is yoga, right? So the yoga community, how do you feel like yoga amongst Black women, amongst Black people, have helped um, you on your personal yoga journey?
Oh, tremendously. I mean, in all honesty, kind of double. That's actually what I recommend for a lot of people to do.
Yeah.
Just to kind of calm the mind is yoga. Actually, all Black people. I definitely think all Black people need to be doing some sort of yoga because they don't necessarily realize how therapeutic it actually is.
Hmm.
It allows you to kind of just align with self, to be with self, to check in with self. You know what I'm saying? To be that observer almost in a sense. So,
Yeah.
that's something along with especially Black women, because, whew, we got it rough. Our Black men too.
Yep.
Um, yeah, yoga is therapeutic, it heals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, listen, I'm going to get some Reiki. I'm getting back into yoga, tapping back into my readings. I just love the overall holistic approach that you have to life. Do you have any like tips for someone who may be wanting to get into a more holistic way of living? Where can they start? Where can they find you and practice with you, or get readings from you, or um, book with you to do Reiki? How can someone contact you?
Yeah, so you can reach out to me a couple different ways. You can find me on my Facebook, which my Facebook is Shayla Elizabeth, or Urban Hippie Healing Arts for my business page. Or you can also connect with me on Instagram, which I am the Urban Hippie Goddess. Some tips that I recommend in order to just kind of starting this journey as a whole, I say start with the self-love journey. That's the
Mm,
best way to start. You know what I'm saying? Just taking a moment to maybe journal, making sure that you journal, once a day. making sure that you meditate at least 5 minutes a day, things of that particular nature. Not necessarily having to bite off too much, but just start slow and sweet, almost in a sense. And sure enough, God is gonna meet you halfway and allow for that practice to grow into something different. And from there, you can begin to add in different, components of your own healing journey.
Absolutely. Now you done said a key word. Now we got to go dive into that before I let you go. You said self-care. So we hear so much about self-care, and it's still such a process for so many people. Um it's still a somewhat difficult concept to put into practice.
Right.
From your standpoint, what are some beginner things? What are some everyday things that people can incorporate to start self-care? And what does that journey, or what can that journey actually look like once someone decides that self-care is going to be a part of their routine?
So, some things that I definitely recommend are getting the body moving at least 30 minutes a day. Again, I get that yoga is not for everybody, but at
Hmm.
least go outside and take a walk. You know what I'm saying? Get into nature. Allow for that sun, that vitamin D, you know what I'm saying, to
Yes.
hit that skin and to kiss all up on you. That's the kind of vitamin D we need. I mean, the other one is cool too, but but let that vitamin D, kiss up on you. Another thing is watching what you eat. You know, um, uh, uh, Start to increase your water intake. That is a big one. I don't think people realize how much water can help with just purifying the body, purifying the
Hmm.
temple, almost in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, you can charge your water up with affirmations like
Mm.
that you are worthy, that you are love personified, things of that particular nature, so that every time you drink a little sip of that, you're getting that same energy.
Mm.
Something else is like spiritual baths. That's wonderful. You know what I'm saying? And it could be as simple as using Epsom salt. But you can light candles, get your crystals out, all types of things. Even get a book, while you're in there. Put some rose petals. But, kind of make it real nice and intimate for yourself. It's more
Yeah.
so igniting that intimate, kind of becoming intimate with yourself, almost in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
You know? And
Finding that love for you. Finding that love for you. So
finding that love for you, realizing how dope, what I'm saying, you really are. Because again, God made us all amazing, all of
absolutely.
us. And sometimes
Absolutely.
we forget. So, just using those little tips that will help to kind of increase that. Now, I'm a believer that everybody's self care and self love journey looks different.
Hmm.
So I also say trust your intuition. Listen to the different messages that are coming to you. Listen to what feels right. And, if it does feel right, go that particular route. Try some things out. It's not necessarily, it's not set in stone. Make
Absolutely.
it your own thing, almost in a sense.
All right. Listen, that is a beautiful note to end out on. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to put your Instagram information back up here again. Listen, she has the link for booking services with her in the link in Instagram. Make sure y'all follow. Make sure you're following the Pretty Plus Size and Powerful page as well at Pretty Plus Power on Instagram. Anything that she does will definitely be a part of the rotation of what we show on the page. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe, share this video, get this information out. Okay. Y'all find out how you can get into some yoga somewhere, because as we can see and as we have heard, it is essential. We need it, especially in these times where the world is just in flux, especially within the Black community here in America. Okay. Thank you so much again. I appreciate you so much for coming on, and I will see you all on the next episode. Bye.